What's the good word, y'all? DKB here. So we just found out a few moments ago the New York Jets are hosting tackle Duane Brown. His time with the Texans and Seahawks has been legendary so far. He's been amazing for, essentially the better part of 2 decades. I think it's like 5 first-team All-Pro selections he's had, 3 to 5 other second-team All-Pros. He's had more Pro Bowls than I can count. And he's been a stalwart. He's not a guy that's been injured. He's not been in and out. He's also purely played this left tackle position. So there's a couple thoughts that come to mind, and there's some things that we've brought up from, about a month back when we talked about him being a potential fit. One, it's interesting now, and I think this could be a very likely option depending on what the numbers will look like, that he's even visiting with us. Keep in mind, he's probably come to the determination at this point, pending any injuries around the league, that he may not get another starting position. And this was a huge point of contention that we talked about before, because we don't know if he was willing to take a seat back. I mean, Riley Reiff was able to kind of find himself a starting tackle position, but to the tune of $12 million per year by the lowly Chicago Bears, who have definitely overpaid. So that was one huge point of emphasis, right? And I think a lot of that will probably get hashed out. It's reported that he's going to stay essentially for the majority of today. He's going to be there at the green and white scrimmage, which will give him some insight into how this offensive line team is performing and maybe where his fit is within this team and what we'll ask him to do. So outside of the starting position, too, the money is definitely going to be a big situation. Again, if Riley Reiff was able to secure, essentially $12 million, I don't know if, especially for a backup situation and then what we're asking to be done, I can't see Joe Douglas giving up that much, but we do have a little bit of cap flexibility since we signed Kwon Alexander for the cheap to maybe work out something where his is a lot more incentive-based than anything else. Third for me will be, this will kind of be that determination and maybe an exception to the rule of how this offseason has went for us. Joe Douglas essentially has gathered, I want to say maybe everybody but maybe Max Mitchell. And that's purely based off what I've heard in terms of the league saying maybe he's purely a right tackle. I don't know during practices if they've been giving him reps at, multiple positions or anything like that. But everybody that we've acquired essentially offers a lot of versatility. DJ Reed can play in the slot. He can even shoot over to the left side. We just heard a lot of talk about how, dominant he is on the right side of the field. Jordan Whitehead can play in the slot. He hasn't been asked to do a whole lot of coverage responsibilities, but I get a feeling that he can be maybe above average in a free safety position, so we know that he has a lot of versatility. We've seen all of our draft picks. Sauce Gardner can line up whatever. He's used to following people, and the list kind of goes on and on. So Duane Brown would be the really only the only person on this list that we can, pencil in as purely only being a left tackle. Maybe he can play right tackle on the pinch, but he's literally never taken snaps during his tenure so far at that position. So I wouldn't bet on it all of a sudden now. The only thing this means to me is if we can secure a contract with him, this maybe bumps Max Mitchell into us trying to stash him on the practice squad. Either we feel better about him than we do Chuma Edoga, because I don't think Connor McDermott's going to make the cut, or they're willing to take the risk, let Max Mitchell have this kind of, trial by fire-ish situation. He'll probably finish under 200, 250 reps this season. Let him get his snaps, get a better feel for what he'll be able to do heading into year 2. Because from what I understand, we're going to be looking for him to try to fight for a starting position next year, which I think makes a lot of sense. The first 3-4 rounds, ideally, you should be selecting people, as Salah has mentioned, as Joe Douglas has mentioned, to be starters for us. So either way, Duane Brown is coming to New York. We're going to sit him down. He's going to go through the scrimmage this tonight. We're going to see what happens from it. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I think from what I recall before, a lot of the comments that I've seen so far, a lot of people would be ecstatic to have him in the building. it's kind of a toss-up for me. I understand that we really do need I won't say veteran swing tackle, but we need somebody that we have security in that can get the job done in a pinch. Duane Brown might not necessarily be that guy, and this is just coming from a standpoint of what makes the most sense for our offensive line. But again, he does also fit the mold of, having that veteran leadership. He's been in these Pro Bowls. He's been around Russell Wilson. He has really been one of the few bright spots on the offensive line during his tenure with the Seahawks for a very, very long time. So he definitely understands what it looks like for somebody to stand out. And that could be a good fit on our line, especially for somebody that's not expected to be a starter. So, again, let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and I'll catch you again. Peace.